Happy Sunday, my family. Welcome back to the broadcast. Oh, now we're going to be talking all about this Trump stating Obama immunity, and you think it's just about immunity, then, man, I got a whole different story I'm going to be telling you today. But you know I don't like starting the normal way before we get into the con of the century, Obama immunity, my ASS. Now let's start it this way, shall we? If you can slap cuffs on Trump with theatrical flair, then why not Barack if justice plays fair? Social media lawyers declared, and I'm here to repeat, if law is the standard, then both take a seat. But baseless they scream from their MSM perches, while facts pile like bricks beneath crumbling churches. The Times prints the words like a holy decree, as if ink on a page rewrites history. They gaslit a nation with gleeful deceit, told you Biden was sharp and Antifa was sweet. They masked up our kids while they laughed in a hall and said boys could be girls, just trust us, that's all. They crowned a whole class of smug paper elites, from Fauci to Krugman in taxpayer seats. They laundered your cash into chaos and sin. They told you to clap as they did it again. A dossier forged in a deep state cabal with Brennan and Clapper and Hillary's gall. They panicked when Trump said drain the whole swamp, so they conjured up Russia and branded him dumb Trump. But truth, like old tumors, won't stay in their shell. They burst through the seams with a thunderous, rotten smell. Now Tulsi's the keeper of records and rot, and thanks to new systems, she's stirring the whole pot. From wiretaps and lies to a coup of disguise, the Beltway's elite are now swatting at flies. Obama's grand scheme now hanging in the air like the stench of corruption, too thick to bear. While they face justice that we don't know, while the wheels are in motion, the evidence grows from sedition to fraud, the rights that they deprive, the statute book waits, and the charges are live. But deeper than trials and stronger than facts is the madness they sparked, and there's no coming back. They broke half the nation with gaslight and fear. Like jihadists run office and chaos draws near. Yet, there's a hope in this battered old land, that reason might rise and the truth might still stand. Not baseless, but bedrock. Not myth, but what's real. That justice means all must eventually kneel. And now, you'll learn the rest of the coup. That was a little bit of fun, huh? Can't start things the traditional way. You get too dwelled into the routine and you stop processing what is not routine. Because none of this is. We are in uncharted waters. Yeah, we have a strike force. But what does that mean? Who's going to pay the price? Do you believe it's Obama? If you do, I got a bridge I'd like to sell you. Because more than likely he's going to skate. But do you believe that Trump's just simply going to let him go? Come on, folks. Think about that for a minute. Because although Trump stated this, do you truly believe 100% what he's stating? He's just off the hook? Listen here for a moment.
How do you think that the Supreme Court's ruling that benefited you on presidential immunity would apply to former President Barack Obama and what you're accusing him of doing?
It probably helps him a lot. Probably helps him a lot, the immunity ruling. But it doesn't help the people around him at all. But it probably helps him a lot. He's done criminal acts, there's no question about it. But he has immunity, and it probably helps him a lot.
Yes and no. In actuality, he does not have immunity. He has immunity from official acts authorizing unofficial intelligence that didn't exist is not an official act. I'll go through that in a little while. So why would Trump state that? Why do you think he's stating that so clearly as if it is fact right now? I want you to put in the comments below, because I believe there's a very good reason he is stating that right now. Very good reason. because there's somebody very vulnerable to charges. Extremely vulnerable. It's that time of the broadcast. Just a little bit of housekeeping. Huge favor from you. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. I know it's a daily task. If you're new here, welcome home. Love you to subscribe. Those of you who've joined as members, thank you very much. There was a momentary lapse where it appears that the Tech Titans decided they need to clean a little house, but we have rebuilt since then, and thank you all for double checking your membership status. Thank you all for double checking your subscriber status. Thank you for being here, and thank you also to Chapter, sponsor of this video, for helping to keep the lights and camera on. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. You know, some sponsors want to sell you things. Some sponsors just want to help you with a free phone call. Do you know who Chapter is? They are free licensed Medicare experts. Why do I say free? Because with one free phone call, you give these guys a call, real people. They go through all the plans available to you in your area and see if you have the best plan or not. You very well may have the best Medicare plan out there. Great. But if you don't, wouldn't you like to be like my other people who subscribe to this channel, who've already saved thousands by making a phone call? The average person who calls Chapter saves $1,100 a year. You see the number next to me. Again, it's 805-619-5011. 805-619-5011. One phone call. They're the experts. They know how to go through, find all the plans. They present it to you, and you make the decision. You know, a system that's designed to always take from you. Wouldn't it be nice to take something back? With one free, simple phone call. Licensed Medicare experts. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's the loved one. This is the sort of sponsorships I absolutely adore. People who can give something back to my audience. I'd love you to call Chapter right now, but now let's get back to this video.
And it does appear that a couple of these figures may have committed perjury. I think the most vulnerable may be Brennan, who's like a 30-point buck now out in the open. I mean, this stuff goes directly to information that he gave to Congress. It seems to be in contradiction. And so there are real questions here. I mean, people talk about, well, you can't charge Obama. That's very likely the case. He's probably protected. But these individuals, whether it's Comey or Brennan, are not protected from perjury charges if the statute of limitations has not run. They are more likely to be called again to repeat prior testimony.
Oh, it's a shame. My least favorite person in the world, Johnny O'Brennan. I know it's Brennan. Everybody knows me, knows this is my least favorite person in the world. Brennan. Most vulnerable. A 30-point buck. Because he's out and out lied now. And it's been proven time and time again. At least it will be proven. Ex-CIA chief John Brennan may have opened himself up to perjury charges over Trump-Russia hoax. Let's give you one of the easiest examples. Yet in congressional testimony under... let's get this right. In congressional testimony, under oath, May 23, 2017, Brennan claimed the Steele dossier wasn't part of the corpus of intelligence information that we had. It was not in any way used as a basis for the ICA that we've been talking about. What have we been talking about? All the ICA. We never used the Steele dossier. It never initiated anything. What have we come to find out? Through Ratcliffe's disclosure and now Tulsi's disclosure. The Steele dossier was forced into the ICA by Brennan, and it appears not just in the annex, but was referenced in the main body of the ICA that ended up triggering the investigation by Special Counsel Robert Mueller that crippled the first 2 years of Trump's first term. This is all we're talking about. That's a big problem for Brennan, and he will be called up on this. And I'll tell you how this probably all relates to that statement Trump made about Obama in just a minute. We're getting close. But he's got a lot more problems, doesn't he? Even Bill O'Reilly was talking about this one.
So the Tulsi Gabbard drop of classified information that's now declassified, the headline in there is that John Brennan, former director of the CIA, is in trouble. And I believe he will be indicted. And the telling part of this is that, and this is, I'm quoting from the report from the Select Committee on Intelligence, the House Select Committee, is that Brennan knowingly, all right, published 3 reports containing information that was, quote, unclear, of uncertain origin, potentially biased or implausible. If that's true, and we need to give Mr. Brennan due process, he's going to be charged.
Well, it appears again, a lot of people agreeing Brennan's in trouble. Obama's disgrace, CIA Director John O. Brennan intentionally lying, Tulsi Gabbard finding it. Brennan ordered the ICA's publication. Let me go full screen so you can read this. Despite veteran CIA officers warning it was substandard, don't worry about that, put it in anyway. He overrules. Yes, but doesn't it ring true? Just because I like how it sounds, I want it in the report. I want to bury Trump. Even though they only had one scant, unclear, and unverifiable fragment of Putin ever stating anything even near to the fact that he aspired to help Trump, we got to make sure that's included. We went through case after case. You want to watch it, go ahead. I'll put links to my videos here. If you're restricted, you could just go ahead and go backwards. I've done about 3 or 4 videos now, in-depth details and studies of all these reports so you understand what's going on. Brennan, out and out, used unverified data. That's been proven. And now we got a pro, right? Andrew McCabe blocked House Intelligence Committee investigators from interviewing the FBI analyst who supported Brennan's fusion cell and his drafters of the ICA. At least 30 FBI employees associated with the dossier were gagged from speaking to the staff because they knew what they had done. And all this was okay. This investigation isn't over. As a matter of fact, I think it was Tom Cotton who's come out now and said, don't slow down, speed up. Drop everything you have. DNI, CIA, FBI need to put out as much information as possible because he knows what they're going to do. And I showed you yesterday on my channel what they're going to do. They're going to try to shelve this. They want it to disappear. The mainstream media is not covering it. They want it to go away as quickly as possible because they're complicit in the scheme. So they want it to go silent. They want to bury it. So beware. There's going to be a lot of bad intelligence coming out about Trump. Who knows? Maybe Bondi, maybe Bongino, maybe Patel. They're going to do a lot of distraction right now. Of course, they released this right before the House leaves, so news is going to quiet down. It's all about timing, isn't it? But we got to jump back and forth here quite a bit. So let's go move forward. Report shredding Brennan dossier backed ICA order by Obama was so devastating, so damning, that CIA aggressively obstructed committee investigators, even sabotaging their computers and possibly spying on staffers. All to hide this intelligence that they had created, an intelligence report. This is how bad it was. Brennan center focus right now. Everything you know, you'd think he'd have a little bit of humility, right? He'd back down and just be quiet, but not this man. Oh, no.
Tulsi Gabbard, she may be impaired on the ethics front, certainly, but she's not impaired on the intellect front. And so I can only presume that she is doing this intentionally mischaracterizing, misrepresenting, and lying about what she has found.
His arrogance knows no limits. It has no boundaries. He is the example of the elite system that has been running D.C. for longer than we can imagine. And this is the system that Trump ultimately wants out. Trump knows going after like a player like Obama would be all but impossible. But players like this, who crafted this ICA report, knowing it was a lie, knowing it was based on bad intelligence, crafted intelligence, but yet still state this after they know what they crafted.
I think this past weekend is illustrative of what a great case officer Vladimir Putin is. He knows how to handle an asset, and that's what he's doing with the president.
You're saying that Russia is handling President Trump as an asset?
That's the appearance to me.
You created a report that you knew was done on false information, that Putin never said anything. You have the audacity to sit in front of the mainstream media, tell the American public information you know is a lie. These are the people that Trump wants gone, out forever, because they've corrupted the system. He knows he can't get Obama. He knows that. It would be too difficult. It would be too hard. It would take too much. So we have Clapper now. I'm going to lawyer up. Brennan won't admit that to you. He's too cocky. So now you're thinking, what is this statement that Trump made that, Obama should thank me? He should thank me because of my immunity ruling. Because if you knew the factual basis of the immunity ruling, Ted Cruz admits Trump's fever dream over Obama charge is BS. Then why would Trump state that? Former prosecutor explains why Obama's terrible political dirty trick isn't likely to be prosecuted. We all know that, right? So why would Trump state that? Presidential immunity in Donald Trump versus the United States. Because if you go a little deeper, here you go. Only if the alleged acts were official acts tied to the presidential duties, but these weren't official acts. These were participation, according to Tulsi Gabbard, in a plot to fabricate intelligence. That is not an official duty. That is not immunity. Trump knows that. But he still stated as if there was immunity, but there is not. So what do you think he's doing? He's building a case. Because he will go to Obama and he will say, we can litigate this in the court of public opinion. And I could drag this out as long as you'd like me to drag it out. And I could show you the additional intelligence I have. And it will go out to the American public. And I can continue to throw your name in the ring. Or I can make a statement like I did on the White House lawn and say you have immunity. And let me throw your name in the mud a little bit. And you, in return, will help me. And you, in return, will give me Brennan and Clapper. Who else? McCabe? Strzok? Page? Should we go down the list? Comey? Don't think for a minute Trump doesn't know that Obama does not have immunity from this act. Anyone who studied the case knows that. Would it be hard to litigate? Absolutely. No, Trump, once again, is setting a trap. That trap is set for people other than Obama. And now we'll see it play out. Because this ain't going away. No matter what opinion you see. And when you know the opinions of the New York Times, the line Trump crossed by accusing Obama of treason comes out, look the opposite direction. I love you all. We're going to continue to follow this because this is going to be one of the most incredible stories, which will either result in one of the biggest failures of the administration or one of the biggest successes. And I can't wait to report it to you. I love you all. Until next time, Godspeed and God bless. Justice Knight, signing out.